Hello, Accounting 2. This is Miss Allie, and we are in 7-2. This is the on your own. It works the same as the work together. So just wanted to show you how to do this. All right, so we're doing depreciation, and this assignment wants us to do these asset tables for depreciation for these assets all the way through. And then down here, they have the plant asset records as well. Okay, so we're going to start with just the depreciation tables. And to do this, we have to know when they bought the whatever this item is. So in this case, this is a tablet. So we're going to go over to the notes from On Your Own, 7-1. They're right here for us. And we're going to look for the tablet. And it says tablet was bought January 7th. So this is the beginning of the year. So it says that they want to depreciate it for 5 years. When they're done with it, it will have a zero balance or zero value, and it's $650 that they bought it for. So we've got year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the beginning, the book value is $650. That's what they tell us. And they tell us that at the end, it's going to be worth 0. Now, we need to figure out how much are we depreciating off a year. So 650 divided by 5 gives us $130. So each year they're going to take off $130, just like that. By the end of it, it'll be worth 0. So in this first year, we're only taking off $130. But what is 650 minus 130? What's it going to be valued at the end of the first year? 650 minus 130. So at the end of the first year, it is worth $520. Which means the beginning of the second year, it is also worth $520. Ending value is the next year's beginning value. So now we have to take off another 130. So at the end of the second year, it's worth $390. And the beginning of the third year, it's worth, you guessed it, $390. Now we got to take another 130 off. So now it's worth, at the end of the third year, it's worth $260. Beginning of the fourth year, it's worth $260. Take another 130 off. And at the end of the fourth year, it's worth 130. Beginning of the fifth year, it's worth 130. And we subtract 130 off of it, it makes it 0. So that's exactly the way it's supposed to work. Now, accumulated depreciation. It was 130 the first year. 130 plus 130 makes it 260 the second year. Plus that 260 plus 130 makes it 390. Right? And then 390 plus 130 is 520. 520 plus 130 is 650. Now, go back and, if I went too fast, I'm sorry. Go back and rewind a little bit to figure out, to listen to it again. Next is our point of sale system. This is your cash registers that have the point of sale, means your cash registers where the people are going to pay, where you're going to ring them up. And this is your scanning system and the whole bit. So with this, it says it was worth $2,500 at the beginning when you first bought it, and when you're finished with it, it'll be worth $500. And you have 5 years to depreciate this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, they put 6 lines here. That leads me to believe that they didn't buy at the beginning of the year. They didn't buy in January. So we're going to have to take a partial year off of here. So let's go back up here and see when they bought that point of sale system. Point of sale system, they bought it in July, halfway through the year. Halfway through the year, July. So we're going to come down here and we're going to find out how much we have to depreciate. Okay, so in a normal year, with this point of sale system, they're on a normal year, they're only, well, we need to total depreciate off $2,000. Total depreciation of $2,000 because you have 2,500 minus 500 is 2,000. So 2,000 divided by, and it tells you here 5 years. So in a normal year, you're going to take $400 off, and $400, and 400, and 400. However, this first year is not normal because they bought it in July. They're only using it for 6 months, July to December. So that's 6 of 12 months. That's half of the year. You have to take half of your depreciation. All right? So half of the depreciation would be 200 for this first year. And the other half of the depreciation is in the last year. Because they bought it in July, they're only using it from July to December. That's 6 months of the year. 6 of 12 months. All right. So 2,500 minus 200 is 2,300. Remember, the ending value is the next year's beginning value. So 2,300 minus 14, or 400, sorry, 2,300 minus 400 is 1,900. Ending value is next year's beginning value. 1,900 minus 400 is 1,500. Fifteen minus 4, 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. 7 minus 2 is 500. Now, this is only $200 here because to finish out the full 5 years that they had this is only January to June. January to June, 6 months. Accumulated depreciation, I'm just going to keep adding up how much we've depreciated off. So this should be 2,000 when we get there, right? Because we started off with $2,500. They want to say that it's worth 500 when they're finished with it. So you subtract those two, and the total that we're having to depreciate is 2,000. So we start off with 200 right here. 200 plus 400 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 1,000. 1,000 plus 4, 1,400. 1,400 plus 4 is 1,800. 1,800 plus 2 is 2,000. And that's how we took care of the point of sale system. Okay. It takes practice to figure out these partial years. I get that. It takes practice. Okay, so that was the point of sale system. Now we're going to go down here to the store, the actual store, and we've got year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Originally cost $120,000. We are going to write it off to $20,000, which means subtract these two and you have $100,000. That's how much we're having to depreciate, $100,000 divided by 25 years. So each normal year is going to be $4,000. Each normal year is going to be $4,000. Here's the thing. We got to find out when they bought it. Did they buy it in January? If so, then this first one will be $4,000 as well. Okay, we got to see when they bought the building, when they bought the store. So let's go back up to this information here from 7-1. And we're going to come down to the store. In the store, we see that they bought it the end of September. So they actually got to use it October, November, December. They only got to use it 3 months, October, November, December of that first year. So this has to reflect that. They only used it 3 of 12 years. So if you want to divide 3 divided by 12, what do you get? 3 divided by 12, you get 0.25, a quarter of a year, 0.25, times 4,000. So in this first year, we're only taking off $1,000 because they only used it 3 of 12 months. So 3 divided by 12 gives you 25%. Take that 25% times your 4,000. Okay, so in the first year, $120,000 minus 1,000 gives us 119. Ending value is the next year's beginning value. This year, second year, we're going to take $4,000 off because this second year we got to use it from January to December. We're going to take 4,000 off. So that makes it 115. Ending value is next year's beginning value. This time we 115 minus 4, 11, 111. 111 take away 4 is 107. 107 take away 4, 103. 103 take away 4 is 99. All right. Again, it started out as being $120, $120,000. You minus how much they say it's going to be worth when they're finished depreciating it off. So subtract these two. So we're writing off $100,000. Then we take that $120,000 and divide it by 25 to find out that we have $4,000 per year that will depreciate off the building. The first year, however, they only used it October, November, December. They only used it 3 of 12 months. So 3 divided by 12 gives you 25%. So you could only charge 25% of your depreciation in that first year. So 4,000 times 25% is 1,000. Now, the accumulated depreciation. In the first year, we only took off $1,000. But the second year, we've taken off 1,000 plus 4,000, which makes it 5. The third year, we took off 5 plus 4 makes it 9. 9 plus 4 gives us 13. 13 plus 4 gives us 17. 17 plus 4 gives us 21. Okay, I'll give you a minute to get that. Now we have the plant asset record for the tablet. They want us to show this. This is the second instructions. And they want to know, same thing that we did up at the top, just a different format of it. That's all. Just for 4 years. Annual depreciation. And so we scroll up here to the tablet, and we're taking $130 off each year. $130. Okay, take care of that. Accumulated depreciation as it adds up. So the first year is 130, second year 260, third year 320, fourth year 520. Okay. You just added 130 to 130. 260 plus 130. 390 plus 130 to get the 520. Now it's asking now here, this last column, ending book value. So at the end of the first year, 650 minus 130, right? It was worth at the end of the first year 520. Now you take another 130 off. It's worth 390. You take another 130 off, and it's 260. 260, take another 130 off. At the end of the fourth year, it's only worth 130. Just look what it's asking for at the top of the column and give them what they want. Going down to the point of sale system. Okay, it's still only asking for 4 years. And annual depreciation, and we have to go back up and look because I think that first year was off. Okay, so the first year was $200. The other years were $400. So $200 for the first year, $400 each for the other years. So 200, 400, 400, 400. Accumulated depreciation. In the first year, we've only taken off 200. After the second year, 2 plus 4, you've taken off 600. The third year, 6 plus 4, you've taken off 1,000. Fourth year, 1,000 plus 4, you've taken off 1,400. Ending book value. It started off at $2,500. In that first year, you took off 200. So you subtract 200, and at the end of the first year, it's only worth 2,300. The second year, you took 400 off. So here, it's worth 1,900. Third year, you took 400 off. So here, it's worth 1,500. In the fourth year, you took another 400 off. So here, it's worth 1,100. And that shows you your ending book value, accumulated depreciation, and your annual depreciation, how much you're taking each year. The next one shows you the store. And we have our years again. Okay, so with the store, with this, I think it was $1,000. Yeah, it was $1,000 for the first year, and then 4,000 for the other years. 1,000 for the first year, the other years were 4,000. Now, accumulated depreciation. The first year we only took off 1,000. 1,000 plus 4 would be 5. 5 plus 4 would be 9. 9 plus 4 would be 13. Now, it's worth 120, so we have to count down from that. We take $1,000 off, and we take $4,000 off. Then we take another 4,000 off. And we take another 4,000 off. And there's the asset record for the store. All right. So the third thing that we have to do, the last thing we have to do is down here. We have to do adjustment entries for the end of year one. For the end of year one. And so it's depreciation. Oops, got to spell it right. Depreciation. Is it the building, the office equipment, the store equipment, or the warehouse? So what we have to do is we have to go up here. The first thing was a tablet, remember? The tablet, and it says right here, office equipment. It tells us office equipment. So when we go down here to depreciation, office equipment. And how much did we write off for that tablet for the first year? Tablet, we wrote off 130. And then this is going to be accumulated depreciation office equipment. Now this is in your book still. It's in your book. So I'm not making anything up here. The next thing that we wrote off was for that point of sale system. Here is that point of sale. This is considered store equipment. Store equipment, and that first year was $200. Store equipment, $200. Depreciation, store equipment, accumulated depreciation, store equipment. Okay. That was just the dollar amount for the first year. Now, the last thing we did was this. It was a store, and they consider that the building, okay? And we wrote off $1,000. So down here, I'm going to do depreciation, and this time building, and accumulated depreciation building, 1,000 and 1,000. And we're done. And that's it. That's it. Okay. So I hope this helps. Go back and record it, watch it over and over and over if you need to. Email me if you have any questions. But that's it for the 7-2. See you later. Stay well and stay safe. Bye.